Hello and welcome back to the Hound of I've heard of this before.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited, breathlessly, in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical hound of the Baskervilles."
Okay, well, welcome back. And apparently, this one's going to be based off a real story that I don't know any details about outside of it exists. I mentioned before that I've I think the new Sherlock, the newish in the last decade, so the contemporary sort of take on it that the BBC did, had an adaptation of this story. I know Hounds of Baskerville is I know Sherlock well enough to have heard of that before. I don't think I've watched enough of the Sherlock show to have seen that story to know anything about it except for the name, though. Okay. That's a good way to jump into it. Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. In that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and in Sasaki-san's terrible ordeal that followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court, which was hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. You think being friends with Sherlock Holmes would give you a lot of opportunities to potentially maybe being friends with Sherlock Holmes would put you on the wrong side of the potential defending people in court part of the equation. Maybe you'd be like, wait, you're friends with the guy that caught me? Maybe not. Knock, knock, knock. That morning, I was woken by an unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, Susato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Susato-san? Yes! Is it time for us to leave for court already? Wait, what? Wait. Let me see, what case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me. I should probably know that. But I think Iris said that she would make us breakfast this morning. So, shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes. Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. She does, doesn't she? And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form. She's getting restless. She's getting very restless. Let me see, what case is it today? Okay, here we go again. Oh no, you know what would definitely get her on edge? It means a great deal to me, you know? That you cherish his armband so, and wear it each time you appear in court. Oh, well, it's very important to me, too. It's what shows that I'm a lawyer, and whenever I wear it, I do feel as though it gives me strength through Cosimo. I absolutely cannot be without it, especially when I'm at a critical point in a trial. But Just the other day, I noticed you wearing it when we went to visit that park. Sometimes I forget to take it off. Okay, now what are we talking about? So what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. I have like a lot of eye strain today, so don't make me... You know what? Give me excuses to rub my head, to wear off some of that feeling of like... some of that feeling of pain. Sorry, but you're not gonna get away with that. Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing. Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. Is it financially related? Because that feels like that's been the biggest of our problems since coming here. It was just a boring old telegram. That is 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me it was just nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Alright, I understand. You could say that it's personal and you really don't feel like you want to talk about it at the moment. That would be plenty. Like, that alone would give me enough information to work on without, like, worrying about, like, what it could be because of the unknown. I mean, I'd probably still worry about you, specifically, but at least I'd have a focus for my worry instead of just anything potentially happening. Are we running out of money? Is like an arrest warrant? Is the reason she keeps talking about, like, us going to court is because we were, like, hired to, defend someone and she doesn't want to tell me because I'd be disappointed? I don't know, something like that? I suppose Sasaki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he? Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already. Or just be a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had that very long telegram from him. Do you remember? Complaining of seasickness. But by and large, it seems like the voyage has been going well. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering. What might have become of Sasaki-san had he stayed in London? That's all. You mean, as regards Lord Van Zieks, the Reaper? Yeah. I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. You know what we're talking about? What is it they say? No one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper. Right? I like the way that nightmarish trial ended the very day we arrived in London. Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Sasaki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably that means that the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the City of London, perhaps. If that's the case, it's, a little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean that he wields a sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. No, I don't think so. Apparently, Lord Van Zieks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. Oh? I mean, we're going up against him. There's no way he's following us. I guess we are also assigned those 2 cases, so he might be going up against, what's-his-face, the high judge or whatever that position, the guy who assigned us to be a lawyer. Yes, since Sasaki-san's trial, he's withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems. Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen in court at all for several years. So it's just been me who's had to face him in his recent spate of trials, then. Yeah, that's just my luck. I wonder, if luck doesn't come into it, Sorry. What was that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. Well, the two things that connected those cases was that because he was on the other side of it, no lawyer would take it up. Not even, like, the most mild-mannered, idiotic lawyer possible. So we were just rung below that mild-mannered, idiotic level, right? So it might just be more that our opportunities arose when he was around, and we had opportunities because he was around. Okay, I guess let's go eat. I do believe, from my understanding, this is the last, like, chapter of this game. And for full reference, for anyone wondering, my intention is that I will be taking a break in between the first and second, just because there's so many things I want to do. I want to jump to those, and I want to come back to this when the game is a bit more fresh for me at that time. When the series is a bit more fresh for me again. Whenever that is, I'm not going to make any promises, but I have full intentions of doing both games, basically. Just not immediately. Morning, Bruno. Morning, Susie. Oh, and the point I was more pointing... I feel like I should progress so I can get out of whatever this is happening. But the point I was making is just more that I think this is the last trial. So the idea that they're like reimagining a classic Sherlock Holmes case is not surprising, but very interesting. Something I didn't expect coming. So I'm very curious, especially since I don't really know anything about the original case in the first place. Good morning, Iris. Iris? What is it, Runa? What is that terrible noise? Sounds like a cat being strangled. Yes, you noticed that, did you? Hurley isn't in the best form this morning, it seems. Oh, thank fucking goodness. Thank fucking goodness. Hello. Hello, Mr. Sholmes? Good morning? Good morning to die, perhaps. Has something happened, Mr. Sholmes? You look miserable, and the way you were playing the violin before... My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this blanched existence! Oh. That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. I'm afraid I do not understand. I don't need either. Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me, if it's not too much trouble. Oh, hello, kitty. Is that wearing a... Oh, that's fucking... Oh, look, it's Wagai. That's, Saseki's cat. Because there's a cat there that we never, like, talked about again after. Good morning, boy. That must be some sort of, tiny doors for cats to use. But how did it get there? Well then, everyone, time for breakfast. Oh, wonderful. Let me help you, Iris. It would indeed be a fine day to die. I knew something looked different. Something's missing from Mr. Sholmes' desk. Wasn't there something on the desk before, like a big typewriter-looking thing? Or was that the other side? I remember both desks having just like tons of stuff on top of it. Like a some explicit setup. No, that one had the typewriter. Mr. Natsumi's cat seems to have settled in to this new home, then. Oh, yes, and I've become very attached to little Waggy. It appears previous owner is completely forgotten to him. Oh, cats are unfeeling creatures. The muse is empty as the hearts of the muses. If Mr. Natsumi had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place. I expect he would have taken him if he could. Oh, the, like, no pets thing. The pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. And for good reason. Terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Aww. Oh, well, I don't mind, because Waggy is adorable. Oh. I don't even like cats, and that is a cute cat. Yeah, he really is. Oh, yes, what about that door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from? Oh, you notice? You are observant, Runo. Look, I use this. It's my latest invention. What the hell? Okay, this is not the direction I expected a cat door invention to take. What is that? I call it the Cat Flappo-Mat. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? It will be revolutionary. That's right. It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. Oh yeah, that is impressive. How do you make the hinges work? Do you have to like load it with hinges? And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. It wouldn't it have just been quicker to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe. Now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. Are you gonna sell it? Make a service? Make a company based around providing the service? Oh, I think it's wonderful. I mean, it is neat as an idea. You must make one for us in the door-to-door office upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. That's everything. So what's the difference on the desk? Look at Mr. Shum's desk. It's completely clear. Isn't that enormous machine usually on it? Okay, I thought there was something on it. We can never hope to understand what goes on in the great detective's mind, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, unless he's painting in his face like he is, like, right now. Why, next time we're invited, we may find he's vacated the entire suite. Yeah, that would make a very poor invitation. That's scarily plausible, actually. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What's happened? It used to be the case. That's in my hands. This violin snug like the dawn chorus. Its melisonette tones would make flowers bloom. It would? But now, the muses are amused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. Is that it? It doesn't have to do with the machine? Whatever you mean, Mr. Sholmes. For hours, I am bone. For days, even through the night, I have endeavored, but to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. Gone forever. No more recitals of unbridled emotion. You're sort of siphoning. Don't go Saseki on me. Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? Don't worry, I'm sure I'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of art are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man. The next, they unmercifully withdraw it. Oh, dear. Why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin for me, what is left? For pity's sake, what is left? Deduction, perhaps. Is that what you're known for? Okay. So he is really just upset about the violin thing. Mr. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but... Your desk looks rather empty today. Well done, Mr. Zato. Your observational skills do you credit. Oh, no, Mr. Sholmes, they pale in insignificance when compared to yours. You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great analytoscope? Oh, that's at Windy Banks now. Sorry, it's at a Windy Bank? No, Windy Banks. The pawnbrokery. Oh my goodness, are you guys struggling to pay? Pawn? What? Oh no. You mean you just pawned that enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservingly. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Dear madam, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. Is it? It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Oh? What's to understand exactly? Okay. This is a very different Sholmes. Or Herlock Sholmes. What did he mean when he said that we don't fully understand how pawnbroking works? To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. Oh, so because you put it... Right. Because pawnbrokers, it's more like you put up your stuff as collateral in order to get, like, a loan, right? And they get to keep it if you don't pay it back in, like, a certain amount of time, and then they sell it. If I remember the Pawnbrokers TV show, whatever the fuck that show was called, I don't remember anymore. I remember that being on the TV a lot when I was younger. On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to the pawnbrokers of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see. Especially people in inner London. Should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn. Should the need arise, do they buy it from the pawnbroker? Someone else's jacket that they couldn't make up the loss for? Oh, how ingenious. So basically it's like a credit card. Oh, you know, it's exactly like a credit card as a concept. You just don't have collateral. Instead, credit cards, they won't, like, take your stuff away right then. They'll slowly accumulate the debt as the walls start to, like, form around you. And all the darkness starts to just wrap around every pore of your existence. And, okay, no, not really, but... So whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windy Banks, you see? Pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. Who would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain? Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? What does it matter? The world is dead to me now. Oh, what was that? It sounded like a cat. Log high? Oh, that sounds not good. What was that? Oh no! Wagahai's tangled up in your violin! I think he thinks it's a toy. No, what is he doing to it? The world really is dead. Oh dear, Mr. Sholmes' precious violin.
Why should I care?
What?
I shouldn't be surprised. The cat is a more accomplished musician than I now.
Well, I think his music was a bit worse. Say that. Mr. Sholmes really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Maybe we should have breakfast now. Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. Can we? Where? Oh, there it is. So this is the violin, is it?
It's a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari.
Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. Yeah, I think like really high-end instruments aren't like super fancy. They're just like really high quality, right? They can make really good sounds, especially when tuned well, right? That's like the key to them. It has more to do with the quality of like the sound and stuff like that.
Oh, I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings.
How honorable of you.
And until today, it had been my faithful companion in the ever-great Paganini-inspired performance I had made. Oh, I ask you, is there reason to live in a world devoid of music? Tolerate this blanched existence?
No! I actually agree with that totally. I'm totally constantly listening to music. Like when I'm at work, I'll typically do what I can to have music going in the background. I love music. Music's fantastic. Maybe not being a musician, but there is none. Maybe not that far, but I'm still a bit on board. Mr. Sholmes?
What, dear madam? What? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine.
Is it out of tune? Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? What do you mean, Mrs. Otto? Oh, Susie's right! Yes. The tone of wood is completely different. That's not all. I'm sure there's no crack here before either. Oh, I didn't even... Okay. Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? I have an excuse. I have an excuse for playing poorly. I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but that instrument isn't a violin at all. Then what? I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. Oh, okay. Isn't a viola just like an alto violin, or am I like completely off the base on that? What? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you all right?
You're right. You are quite right. This isn't my faithful Stradivarius. So what, pray, is this piece of string flotsam?
Not your faithful performing partner, then. Did you like pawn it recently, and they gave you back the wrong thing? Ah, I see what must have happened. You do, Iris? This is just a simple mix-up. It sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what's happened if we ask her. What do you mean a mix-up, Iris? Well, you see, this this viola, I mean, was at Windybank's until last week. At the pawnbroker's. Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner. I'm sort of getting into it. Oh, he is so much more.
There is a proverb in the East, which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel.
I have no... yes, indeed. Okay, I've never heard that one before. So you sent your beloved a violin to the pawnbrokers in hope that it would experience personal growth? Oh, what a wonderful idea! Susato, no. No.
Last week I bought my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Winterbeck mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry video instead. My ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber.
No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings.
Pshaw, a fine state of affairs this is, and why I always say, Mr. Nahodo, never trust a pawnbroker. They will try to fiddle you every time.
But you're like, but earlier you told us that you could think of a pawnbroker as an extremely secure vault. Yes, an extremely secure vault that, like, profits off of, like, not giving you the stuff back. That does seem like a conflict of interest, doesn't it?
Come, Mr. Nahodo. Dilly-dallying will get you nowhere.
Sorry?
Crunching your toast with that vacant aspect of refreshing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency in which we are faced?
We must visit Mr. Winniebake's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes?
Precisely, Mrs. Otto, without a moment's delay.
Wait, but I haven't finished my bacon and eggs.
Oh, I would totally go for some bacon right now. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect to fresh your egg ever more obtusely?
All right, say no more. Damn it, let's go then. I say, grabbing bacon and stuffing in my pocket. Oh, don't worry, Bruno. I'll be happy to heat it up again for you later. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I'm rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker looks like anyways. Oh. I wonder with his change in attitude if I asked him the questions again. If he'd like stay in this better mood. I'm not that curious though. Ooh. Baker Street. Let's go to the place we're not supposed to go first. Store for rent. There's just the pawnbrokers right here. This is interesting. Why do we even have this? Oh, it's like literally like... Are things like literally right next to it? Okay. Yeah, no wonder we use it so. Or no wonder they use it so very... without concern. So this is a British pawnbrokery. Oh my! There are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. This is Ado-san. That spark of wonder in your eyes. Can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. Oh yeah, I can understand that. Especially like in this day and age when you can't just look up shit online. Just sort of like poking and prodding, trying to understand what the fuck's going on with it. That does sound fun.
My dear fellows, let's not forget why we are here.
We didn't need to get all dressed up for this. We like went next door.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure.
And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome?
Well, yes, we are potential customers after all.
We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Nahodo. It is time to inform Mr. Winniebake of our ire. Come, the fight is afoot.
Okay. Hi. I'm not... Mr. Winniebake, how about...
Let me see. I'll give you a tuppence for it.
No, I don't want to pawn it. Okay. Yeah, I sort of figured that would be how that went.
Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes. This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windybank. The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size.
A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends.
Oh, do not... Oh.
Whoa! No. You shall have to take my own life.
I think you might be okay with that. I don't think that would be necessary, do you?
I may just say one thing before I pop off.
Yes?
He's just... It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe.
Sorry?
As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin when I heard, here it is.
You did?
And when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the viola and left, sir.
Sorry, the image of him just running back, grabbing a gun, and running back is just the fucking stuck in my head. I keep seeing it in loop in my memory now. Holy fucking shit.
However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me.
No, it was not my dear fellow. The fault is mine. Oh, yeah, he hands him the gun and is like, okay, your turn.
Oh.
It would appear that the fight is over. Someone won.
I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windybank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Well, you wouldn't be Sherlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you?
I do believe you may be right, sir.
It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I need to remind you of the peculiar collection of items you brought to my door in the past.
Oh? Peculiar items?
In the extreme, ma'am. For example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work. The novels of Sherlock Sholmes or some such.
Oh my, a new full-fledged novel? An unpublished? A story of to read, you mean?
Oh, look at me!
Wait, before you die, you must tell me for... She's also pretty okay with it. So when you're in this state, how do you respond to be showing the armband? Mr. Windybank, about this. Okay, he just puts the gun down for a second. And then... Oh, okay. He goes into a much more calm, stance. I must know more. Tell me everything. Wow, Sasada-san is really fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof?
Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust this in your care for a while, Mr. Windybank. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir. Not a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript?
Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here.
And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes laid a tale of an otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom.
Mr. Sholmes, is that really true, or did you fucking lie just to get more money? Have you looked at it, Mr. Windybank, or did you just trust that there was something in there? Because that's my inkling. Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? The kind who continued to store my belongings securely. Oh, is there something more suspicious in there?
Of course, those who have done with me, I'll show you all my life.
This is all very strange. Because just based on how he's acting. Okay, well, FYI, Mr. Naruhodo, this is indeed just how British pawnbrokeries work. This is the norm. Also, on his life feels like a very low value when he has a gun pointed towards his head. I'm just gonna note that. At least when it's coming out of his mouth on the on my life part. However much he's valuing it at that moment. I wonder, could I ask you something?
Gentleman from the east, I see. Well, that same old soon. So I suppose I could offer you 6 pence for it. Oh, without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull.
Sorry?
Oh, but for your splendid attire, ma'am, 5 guineas, no less. The colours are exquisite, the design exotic. Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say.
Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? No, you need clothing, Susato. This will not work on YouTube if you take off all the fucking clothing. How interesting. Okay, no. How many pairs of clothing did you... How many pairs of clothing did you take? Here. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? What? For my super basic uniform? What, you think women's clothing isn't worth more? Like, they very clearly put way more effort into it. Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokers are used rather like banks here in London.
Yes, indeed. Many of my customers utilize this establishment as you described. I price their items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. If in that time they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest, the items are happily returned.
Well, what happens if they don't pay you the money?
Oh, then the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me.
So you never sell items before the 2 months had passed, then?
That's right, ma'am, that's right. Which means considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all.
We have a lot of suicidal people so far in this episode.
The very idea, Mr. Winterbank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually.
Says the man who was selling us it was all a good day to die only this morning.
And let us not forget that I've already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs.
Oh, what sort of measures?
I engineered a simple device which Mr. Winterbank has installed here in his shop. I call it the red-handed recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Winterbank?
What was that deep sigh about? I guess we gotta ask about the red-handed recorder. What on earth is a red-handed recorder?
Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are two just below the ceiling.
I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device.
Very astute. It's indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 13 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop.
Oh, we are definitely getting something stolen from here if we're being introduced a method of collecting evidence.
Yeah, I have an example I can show you.
Oh, okay, that is, I guess there are multiple of them, right?
Ah, yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image even in the darkness.
Really? That's extraordinary, actually.
Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look!
Okay, that's pretty cool. More than, like, night vision element.
So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed.
But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals?
Indeed, as you say, my dear madam.
Then what if the incident were to occur in between times?
Oh, one could say. That would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess, your devices have been giving me some cause for distress as of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Windermere. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It is the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not one but 2 cameras in my shop after all, which means I must pay for nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm very much older.
Makes sense. It's definitely not something you thought about. Hey, this is a neat thing that totally definitely would be useful if it was economically viable.
Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery, no?
Are you going to pay for the film?
My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us. Oh. Well, now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Winderbank. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to bob him. Because if anything were to happen to one of them... Oh, this would be the only answer.
I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt.
Fear not.
Sorry?
I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed.
Okay, that's not really what I meant.
Good day to you then, Mr. Winderbank. It has been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes,
He says with a gun to his head. What a beautiful relationship everyone here has. So, Mr. Naruhodo, now we can explore at last. Explore what? Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay, what do we want to fucking look at? It is April? That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th of April, today's date. No, notable thing, I think.
Yes, that's for sale, I must point out. It's an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear out the front page to reveal the following day's date.
You're here at midnight? Are you, like, living above it, the store?
The perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow, such as yourself, Mr. Winderbank.
And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? I mean, yeah, maybe he could also use one.
Well, when the agreed store period is passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say.
Oh, yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. I wonder if that's manipulable, then. Every day at midnight. I guess that'll probably be notable in whatever trial that ends up happening in terms of determining something happened on a different day than we claimed it. We thought it happened on, maybe? Look at this. Whatever could it be used for? Oh, that is hard to make out. Is that almost looks like a tape? Is there like a tape on that? I have no idea. Ah. Yeah, that's not helpful. There's a small catch right here. Look. We're gonna open it, aren't we? Oh my, that's amazing. It's some sort of spring-loaded mechanism. Is it a gun? It almost looks like a gun. Like a spring-loaded... Which we've never managed to put back the way it was before.
What are you two doing?
What? That's nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. Oh, is it like binoculars? I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this before. The things on Iris's head, maybe? The fact that, like, Sholmes came, I was like, what's going on here, though? It does stand out. Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? It seems to have two little windows for looking through. Oh, is this like... Oh, I've heard of these before. I think I know exactly what this is. It's like, is it like for watching little movies? Like you put a coin in and you get to watch a little movie?
Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you're looking at is a stereoscope. A stereo... Fascinating! It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me for a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically, as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. Oh. I've never heard of that before. However, that is, if that is beyond you, it's of little consequence today. Alright then, I'm gonna try. Oh no, don't show it in game. That's gonna like freak me out in anime. Oh. Oh my god, I don't know. I was just imagining, she's like, okay, I'm gonna try. And then the text box goes away and she just stands there and the game just shows her eyes slowly going cross-eyed and then it fades out. Like, it's just like 5 seconds of her going cross-eyed. That would have been the creepiest and maybe funniest thing the game could have done. Mr. Naruto, you must see! At once! Alright then. So I need to be cross-eyed. Like I'm trying to look at my own nose, right? Hey, that's, interesting. What the? I don't believe it. Oh, fuck. This is a 3DS game. This is the 3D feature for the game. It is just a photographic print, but it seems you could reach out and touch. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of films. No, so this is like okay, so 3DS game. You gotta that is actually like one of the most charming things that like completely fucking pointless 3D feature ever turned out. I think that is one of the most charming ways to use that. I think, yeah. It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Yes, the sense of depth is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. They are often found in little stalls in the park. Took you over hours to see them. Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic? Oh my god. Okay. It is not magic, my dear madam. It is, well, science. It is far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. It's not magic, though. Oh. Oh, yeah, the game definitely didn't want to sit down and give us a lesson on 3D. What an assortment of things there are on these shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks, and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? Well, when you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, then he's free to display it in his shop for sale, at a price of his choosing. Oh, yeah, now that you explain it, I'm noticing little price tags and everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university uniform? Never. It embodies my student spirit. Huzzah! Oh, look at this. What can this lovely big shiny box be? That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country? Oh my, yes, but I've certainly never seen one this large before. Shall we listen a while? Ah, what a sublime sound. Is this like, I'm wondering if this is like a melody from the series I should recognize? It's like the music of angels. Never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of the larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside in which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness. What a simply delightful machine.
Are we gonna buy it? I mean, out of everything here, this is the thing I'd want to buy.
Indeed, though the popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace.
What? Only tuppence for it? That ain't fair, and you know it. The article is barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. Oh, we got an argument. Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter.